All right, I am live right now, and we'll wait a minute to see if you come up over on the YouTube channel. We'll see what's going on over there. Just got to wait a minute till everybody sees that we're here and sees that that's available. So if you're over in the YouTube channel, hopefully we have fixed the problem. I hope we have anyway. We'll see if you all start popping in here. And I will go over to the YouTube channel myself and just see what's happening. Boom. And where are we? There we are. View my channel. Yes, yes and no. We had a big glitch. So I'm not sure what it's doing. There we go. Well, we're up. I don't think anybody's in here yet. So I was just checking it out. All right. And I think my sound's working now.
I was wondering if we could leave at 7:15 more.
When?
7:15.
Better tell Flynn. Because he's got to be up by then. Joe, what do you got going at 7:15? There's the link, Hawk. I think we're working now. Hey, Susie Q. I think the sound is working now. And mind you, it wasn't my broadcast, the microphone. It was I couldn't hear anything coming in. It was all choppy. And I think we may have fixed the problem. All right, Susie. Thank you. Yeah, the input was always fine. I just, everything was choppy to my sound. There, you are on stage, Hawk.
Okay.
Okay, sound is fine.
Okay, there we go. And now
There
I
it
get
was.
to
It was the
sound like
reboot.
I told you your cache was screwed up. That's what happened.
Something screwed up somewhere.
You
So
probably did a whole lot of work in Adobe, or you did a lot of work in InDesign.
a lot of
or
Adobe.
something.
And all that was open all day. A lot of Adobe stuff.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you need to do is close all this stuff down, reboot your machine before you do this. And
Yeah,
clear
before I do the
cache
show.
out. Well, here's why. You're streaming information across the internet to your computer and back out of your computer to StreamYard. So you've got to have some memory that is available for it to do that.
Hey, Morgan Snow, good to see you. And Barbie D, you're back. Nice to see you. And I think everybody's coming back in. We even gained a couple.
All right.
We've got 14 viewers live at the moment. So
that's how many you had before you shut down.
Yeah. So everybody's back that was looking before. So
okay. So maybe Professor Bauer come back in here and he can call in and pick up where you left off.
Yeah, he might. He might.
There you go. I'm on my phone. How does it sound?
Sounds good. Your sound is good.
Okay, good.
You don't sound like you're on a phone.
Oh, I'm on the phone connected through a browser to StreamYard, to everybody who can hear me.
Right on.
Yeah. So there's that.
Well, everybody got to see a little broadcast nothingness of us just messing around with something that got messed around.
Yeah, no worries. I've got to work on Wendy's website, so I'm going to keep you in the background and go over here and do my thing.
Go do it, man.
Okay, talk to you in a little bit.
Right on.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, folks. It's back to just us. I just pasted the invite, so come on over and join me. Make up for lost time here. We got a few minutes left, and we can move forward and have some good conversation. So what's going on with everybody? How you doing? So at least we got was apparently going haywire already, but it didn't affect the output of the input for my microphone. It only affected my output. and I couldn't hear you. It's all choppy. So that's fixed now with the reboot. So I've just never had it done that before. So there we go. What's anybody want to talk about tonight? Because I shot my wad with the captain's log, and I could just keep talking for the captain's cabin. I can just talk. Susie just got here. I know you weren't in the chat before, and now that we rebooted, you're here. So, and this is nothing. I didn't have a guest tonight. We're just and the Hawk's just getting hammered over there. So he's got something going on. So this is a not a show. So we can just talk a little bit. We can do a field guy and just talk a little bit. Maybe peach martini. There you go. That's a manly drink. Peach martinis. Manly drink. It's got a little umbrella in it, Hawk. Little umbrella, a little sword holding an olive. Shaken, not stirred. I like some peach flavors. If I was going to have a drink that I really like, that tastes good, we used to do things like, hey, Sarah, welcome back. Used to do Alabama Slammers, we called them, and that had everything Southern Comfort, Jack Daniels, this and that, and something orangey, and something triple seki, and something green. It's green. And it was sweet. Man, you drank those, gone. They tasted so good, you just got absolutely hammered. It was back in my late 20s. We used to do those. It's a triple pour with a half peach slice. Toxic. That sounds good. Sounds good. So what's on everybody's mind tonight? Seeing as this is not a show, we can just kind of talk. Cheap old Andre Peach Sparkly, but don't have the third bottle. So listen to that dead air. I'm not talking. I should be just talking. I should be talking. I could grab something and we can do something. We can read something. We can sing something. We can talk about something. We can dance. We can do whatever we want. Hey, here's Hawk. Boom. I saw half your face there.
That's all good if you saw half my face. I don't give a shit. You're having a hard time talking to people, so I figured I'd call in and you and I can talk about something that is absolutely ridiculous. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? It's up to you, brother. It's up to you.
Oh, it's up to me?
Yeah, it's up to you. I don't have a clue. You just talk to me about something, and I'll give you some feedback, and then we'll get into a heavy discussion.
I can talk about something psychological. When stuff like this happens to me during a broadcast, I don't recover well. When I have tech issues, like tonight, and it apparently was not a big tech issue to the audience, but it affects me, and it's like I'm off my game now. I can't think. I'm like, I don't want to do anything, or I'll rely on something real easy, like reading something, because that's easy to do. I don't have to come up with something off the top of my head. I was watching Andrew, what's his name, does the Y-Files.
And AJ.
I was watching a bunch of his stuff late last night. Man, I love his material. Mm-hmm. And I saw what got me watching him last night was I saw a little clip of him on with Tucker Carlson. And he and Tucker Carlson were having quite a conversation. And he said to Tucker, he says, the thing I like about talking to you, he says, we think an awful lot alike. He says, because we can be one thing with our life and the things we've been doing, but we believe all this weird supernatural shit. And Tucker said pretty much the same thing, and Tucker is very conservative for people who know him, very spot on in his conservatism, made a mark for himself in that, does his own podcast, but he's also a firm believer in a lot of weird shit. And he said, I don't see why we shouldn't believe in that. He says, we believe that there are all kinds of spirits and things in God, if you will, or gods in the universe that run the nations. And we think there's the demonic that can be behind. You think there's not the demonic that's behind the thrones and the principalities and the powers that be on this planet? And he said, and yet we want to deny that spirituality is a real thing, that there is a theology that works. I'm not even using the right words right now. I feel like I'm half in the bag, and I haven't been drinking. So, Morgan Snow said she saw that interview. Yeah, it is very interesting. You should go look that up, Hawk. Okay. AJ and Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson. Right, got it.
Yep.
Not a fan of Tucker Carlson in any way, form, or fashion.
I've always liked Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, never have liked him at all. Not one thing. Love AJ, love Hecklefish, love the stories they do. Yep. I love the fact that he loves to debunk everything he does, at least if he can. Mm-hmm. And I knew a talk radio show host used to do that a lot and got hammered for it every freaking time. But things have changed over the past 17 years. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I remember when you used to do it. You used to get hammered.
Oh, yeah.
You used to get beat up, man. Your audience beat you up. You were this, you were that. You're not a true believer. If you didn't believe in Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster at the same time, then you weren't a true believer, and there was no reason why you should be talking to them on the radio. And
that's the kind of person, it reminds me of the kind of person. I was at a friend of mine's shop that he owned years ago. It was a used toy store. You could bring in, it was like Play It Again Toys, I think he was called. And you could get cheap toys for your kids. And some guy came in, and he was dressed in kind of ratty double knit polyester pants, ratty at the bottom, with tennis shoes on, grimy tennis shoes, and a T-shirt and a black leather vest like a biker, kind of tubby, and he had on these gauntlets. They were like Klingon gauntlets, black gloves, and the gauntlets came like these cone shapes that came all the way up almost to his elbow, and with Klingon symbols on them. And he works the gloves off. He's just standing at the counter. Steve and I are standing there, and we're just kind of watching him. And he takes them up and he sets them up on the counter. They set up on the cones, and the glove parts, kind of flop over. So he's got these cones, and he goes, do you mind if I just let my gauntlets rest here while I go browse? And Steve was like, go right ahead. That's the kind of person I think of that would get on my shit for not believing in the Loch Ness. How can you not believe in the Loch Ness Monster when you believe in Bigfoot?
Right, exactly.
Or vice versa.
Or ghost.
Or ghosts.
Yeah, got the ghost thing going on. The paranormal community, in my experience, is the worst about it.
Yeah.
They're the worst. And they're such a tight-knit collection of people. They remind me of storm chasers. They're the same way. They'll argue with each other if it was an F5, an F4, an F3, and 2, ever, and go after if someone gets a better photograph than they did. Well, they're crap storm chasers, and they shouldn't be out there causing mayhem and destruction. Paranormal community is the same way.
Well, the paranormal community, when you and I talked about it years ago, it ate itself alive, and it was a first of all, it was a comic book caricature of itself, and it ate itself alive because everybody wanted to be in the spotlight. That was a very good way to put that, Scotty. And that was alive. That got so tiring. It's
well, you were in the middle of it. You're in the thick of the story. Well, what were those Mickey Mouse fucks that were on TV with the with their television show? Jason and something.
Oh, Ghost Hunters. Come on, you know what Ghost Hunters is.
No, I couldn't remember the name of them. I just think they're a bunch of
Ghost
Mickey
Hunters.
Mouse dumbasses. Ghost Hunters.
They were Ghost Hunters.
And
The Ghost
did
Hunters.
they actually find a ghost?
Yeah, I think they did. I think that they had some real things that went on. See, I know that they got a lot of criticism out there from people who are either wanted to be bigger than them in the spotlight, or they just wanted to criticize that kind of activity, that kind of show. Oh, it's all production. It's all this and that. And, you know, the thing that I started using to gauge whether or not I believed something was their credibility, their personal credibility. And I found that especially Grant Wilson had a lot of personal integrity. And he's not a person who would do that. But he was accused of doing it. And I think it wore on him after a while. And it wears on you because it's like, look, when I say I get something, I get something. When I don't, I don't.
Right.
And so, yeah, I believed in their personal integrity. So their credibility as individuals to me is what far surpassed their credibility that was being accused of the stones being thrown at their credibility on production value and TV and stuff like that. It's like, you know, it's a TV show.
TV show, right. So,
Right.
Which means that you got 2 or 3 producers who are on set, and everywhere they go is a set. And they're literally going off of the script. They're producers.
Well, a set. This room is a set. If you start filming here, this is the set. So, yeah, I agree with that. So, the staging area. What?
A what? He's staging him?
This is the staging area for your show. If you're ghost hunting my house is the set.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
That's exactly right. Anyway, I have to make my wife a martini. So I will let you handle this paranormal situation that you're in. I want to know more about what you believe in the paranormal versus what the ghost hunters and their Mickey Mouse asses did. I want to know where you're coming from. I want to know why you believe it's true.
Sure.
I mean, seriously,
I can certainly tell you.
We've had some of these conversations before that they usually, what the hell did I just say? They usually add up to us going, oh, hell with you, oh, the hell with you, and then we move on to something else and we laugh about it.
Yeah, right.
I want to
exactly.
I want to hear what you really think.
Well, what I really think, I always say what I really think. I'm pretty much what you see is what you get. My listeners know that about me, is what you see with me here on the show is the real me. This is what you get. There's not too much that isn't on here, that isn't me. And so when I talk about ghosts or my theological beliefs, or my spiritual beliefs, you're seeing what I believe. And so, like if Sarah says, I'm not a Tucker Carlson fan, I would say, well, I am a Tucker Carlson fan. So, you know, it's like,
no, you're a Tucker Carlson fan, and you and I both disagree.
Yeah, and that's okay. And that's okay.
Right.
You can disagree. Doesn't make you right.
I think that's fair. I mean, I think everybody has different experiences in their lifetime. I've had an experience that I can't explain, and it was probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. And I don't know why it happened, but it did. I don't know if I should tell it, but it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's intriguing. Can you hear me okay?
I can. I hear you perfectly.
All right. So do you want me to tell this?
Sarah would love to hear.
Maybe you could tell me what it is that happened. Okay, based on your experience.
Maybe.
maybe
Maybe.
Mickey Mouse. So
All right. So tell me, what was your experience?
I probably was 8 or 9, maybe 10 years old, and was laying in bed one night. Actually, I got woken up about, I don't know. I have no idea what time it was, but my bed was up against the wall. Okay. At parallel to the wall.
Okay.
And I'm laying there and I hear this moaning, just like, whoa,
Oh.
right? But that moaning,
Fuck.
it woke, yeah, exactly. It woke me up, and I look at the wall. There's nothing there, but in that wall, right by my head, right where my head would have been, it went from a kind of a moan, like a sad moan, into a growl. And when I mean a growl, I mean like there was a wolf on the other side of this thin panel, ready to come through that wall and come after me. And when it stopped, it just lasted what it seemed like forever for me, but it couldn't have been more than 5, 6 seconds, maybe 8, 10 or seconds, somewhere in that area. When it stopped, I got up, I grabbed my pillow. Again, I'm 8 or 9 or 10.
Right.
And I grabbed my blanket and I went to my mother's room where my sister and my mother were sleeping. And I laid down at the foot of the bed, and I didn't have any more issues with it. I will never forget that. I don't know if I was having a lucid dream. I have no idea what it was. But to this day, when I think about it, I feel like something was there.
Yeah.
I feel like something was after my ass to some degree or another. So have you ever heard of anything like that before?
I have, and it's runs the whole gamut of, without any kind of evidence that can back up what your experience was or finding something tangible, it becomes highly subjective. It becomes a thing of, were you dreaming? Did you wake up dreaming? Did you wake up hearing a growl in your dream? Not necessarily lucid, because you're not really controlling it, but that's what lucid dreaming is. You're kind of
Right.
in control of what's going. I'm going to dream this.
Well,
now.
I was dreaming it, and I got up and I walked the hell out of there.
Well, sure. Well, you got up physically and walked out.
Right.
And so something scared you.
Right.
So what was it? Was it in your head? Was it something that was actually there? They say there's the demonic or the nasty spirits that are there. They're the ones that's where they pick up growling on EVPs and things like that. They pick up growling because there's, to put it the way I had heard John Zaffis say it, demonology, he said you got everything in the demon world, from your thug level that are kind of your low IQ, 47 IQ, and they're thugs, all the way up to your highly brilliant that run nations in the world. So all the way up the scale. And so when you get something negative like that, what are you getting? I don't know. There's lots of opinions on that too. Some people say there are no negative ghosts. So if it's negative, it's something demonic. And I go, well, what if it's not demonic? What if it's something different? So Susie Q asked, what was on the other, or Sarah asked, what was on the other side of the wall? Was it another bedroom, or was it an outer wall?
Hold on, let me turn you down just a tad.
All right.
It was the bathroom. But that had nothing to do with it. It was the bathroom.
Sure.
I knew, when somebody was taking a bath and I was in that room, I knew what that sounded like. This was nothing like that.
Okay.
I mean, not even remotely close to anything like that.
Sure.
So to this day, I have no idea what it was.
That's interesting. And I couldn't tell you what it is. My first guess, if I didn't know you and somebody told me that story, I'd say I would chalk it up to probably dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's anything real beyond that, it might be spirit activity, something trying to scare you for a reason. So,
yeah, what
Sarah
was the
says
reason?
Backwashing the pipes?
No backwashing the pipes. I would love to think that's what it was, but there is no way there's no way in the world. I mean, I felt this. It wasn't, I heard it.
Yeah. I get that. I know what you're talking about.
Right.
I
Hold
can't
on just a
think of
second,
any.
Scotty.
Yeah, I can't think of any encounters I have had that fall into that kind of category. Mine have all been either through dreams. I haven't had anything like evil, like growl at me or anything like that. I have not ever seen an apparition the way some people speak of apparitions. Seeing ghosts, I had some guest on a long time ago that talked about having some being of light that came into his house, and it was standing there like the full silhouette of a man, only glowing white, and he didn't know what that was. And see, people will bring up some of those experiences, and they'll ask me, and I'm like, I have no clue what that was.
Right.
There are some.
Where'd you go? You still there?
My
you
mic
go.
just muted itself.
Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out what I
figure.
had done on this end.
I hope it's not the same thing we were experiencing before we went through all the soundboard stuff.
Well, we can fix that.
And it keeps trying to connect to my iPhone.
Yeah, that's what we were doing last time.
It's like I've never asked it to do that. So, my system sound. I mean, my mic.
You can turn your Bluetooth off on your phone.
I can't because it runs other things that need to stay on.
Oh,
but
okay.
And this device didn't show up in my Bluetooth anyway. So, but they're the kinds of spirit activity that I would qualify or quantify as spirit activity are things that have happened around the house, things we've experienced. So, yeah.
Okay. You have to excuse me. I'm running around catering.
That's all right.
Catering to my bride, making sure that she has cheese on a plate with her martini. Right. But I'm good to go. Right. I ain't going anywhere. I'm surprised Professor Bauer, did he come back in? He hasn't called in.
Oh, he'll call in sometimes.
So. He's a smart guy.
He is.
Smart guy. What about Bigfoot, Scotty?
What about Bigfoot?
I don't know. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
I think it's possible. I think that there's enough evidence to say that something is there. Can we quantify it? Again, qualifying or quantifying it, what Bigfoot is? I think we've got great theories on what Bigfoot is. And I've heard the gamut from the very physical to the very interdimensional. Why is it you can see it in the next moment it's just gone?
Because it's camouflaged?
Camouflage. Or it goes walking and it passes behind a tree and all of a sudden it's gone. You can't find it anymore. Just gone. Interdimensional being, I've heard that one.
That's interesting. So this is kind of a no-brainer. Hold on just a second. Here, babe. I'm giving this to my wife. Hold on a second. There we go. So if Bigfoot walks behind a big tree, do you think somebody's going to run back there and see if it's still standing there behind the big tree?
Well, that's the thing I've wondered too. If I hear a bunch of Bigfoots growling and banging rocks and stuff, am I going to go walk over there and go, well, he seems to have gone quiet. Let's go over to the bushes where we heard him from and see if we can find him. It's like, wait a minute. He's going to eat me.
Exactly.
So
that's funny.
Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to ask we did this the other night. I'm going to ask my AI, Callahan. Talk to me about Bigfoot and Sasquatch. Let's see. How do I want to word this?
Is Bigfoot real?
Well, I can do that, but I wanted to see if there was anything else I wanted to add in there. Hey, Callahan, I've got a question for you. I'm live on my podcast right now, The Captain's Cabin, so I've got an audience listening. Can you tell me what the heck is Bigfoot? Let's see what he says. All right. He says, all right. Here's a clean, on-air answer you can deliver smoothly with just enough mystery, Captain, to keep people leaning in. So, what the heck is Bigfoot? At the simplest level, Bigfoot, also called Sasquatch, is a reported large, upright, hairy, human-like creature said to inhabit remote forests, especially in the Pacific Northwest, but sightings span North America and beyond. And here's where it gets interesting. There are four main ways people understand Bigfoot, depending on how deep down the rabbit hole you want to go. Number one, the biological theory. Some believe Bigfoot is a relict, R-E-L-I-C-T, word I don't use. A relict hominid, surviving cousin of early humans, something like Gigantopithecus, or an unknown branch of the human family tree. Supporters point to thousands of eyewitness accounts, footprints with dermal ridges. I've got a casting of one in my front cabinet. Consistent descriptions across cultures. The argument is, if humans once shared the planet with multiple hominid species, why assume we're the only ones left? So that's one theory. Okay, as somebody popped into it's Professor Bauer. You put out the call. Here he is. So there's Professor Bauer. Welcome. Here, let me finish this. Are you talking, Professor Bauer?
I haven't said anything yet.
Oh, there you are. I was hearing some feedback from somebody's end. All right, number two is the flesh and blood animal. Others think Bigfoot is this misidentified animal. Bears, moose, human psychology, filling in the gaps under the fear, the darkness, the distance. So this camp says Bigfoot isn't mysterious at all. Just the wilderness reminding us how small and fallible we are. Number three, I'm getting feedback. I think it's from you, Prof. I'm hearing myself about a second delayed.
All right,
So, three,
Go
the
ahead,
cultural
continue.
archetypical view. Here's where things get deeper. Many indigenous traditions describe wild men, forest guardians, boundary beings, creatures that live between the human world and the untamed world. In this view, Bigfoot isn't just an animal. He's a symbol of the wilderness itself, the part of nature that refuses to be conquered or cataloged. Then, of course, number four, the high strangeness hypothesis. And yes, some people go further. They connect Bigfoot to paranormal encounters, UFO sightings, missing time, interdimensional, or consciousness-based phenomena. So the idea here is that Bigfoot may not be hiding from us, but operating by rules we don't yet understand. So what is Bigfoot really? My AI tells me, and he's giving me light here. Bigfoot sits at the crossroads of biology, myth, psychology, and mystery. Whether he's flesh and blood, symbol and story, or something stranger still, Bigfoot represents a question we haven't finished asking. Is the world fully known or only partially revealed? And that's why, decades later, we're still talking about Bigfoot. And so there he goes. He says, do you want me next to do a full paranormal tilted version you can deploy depending on the crowd?
You do not. You don't want to do that.
He said, you're steering the ship, Captain. Let me know what you want me to do. So we'll leave it at that for right now.
So is it real?
I
I want to hear what the prof says about this and see what Bauer says about it.
As far as Bigfoot,
Yep.
well, I have a theory.
Let's hear it.
I suspect that the most likely reason for this beast is some kind of ancient hominid that still is around and mostly living underground, like a lot of other species are. In fact, I think the year of 2026 is going to be one of those where we start to find out that there's a whole bunch of hominid type species that have been here a long, long time. multi-millennia, going back maybe even 500,000 plus years, that are still here, and they pop out once in a while. I think Sasquatch is possibly one of those kind of hominids.
Interesting.
makes you
Why
say that?
2026?
Yeah.
What makes 2026 the hinge pin?
Well, it's a general trend in the energetic flow that's hitting the entire cosmos, not just the planet Earth, but our solar system, our part of the Milky Way galaxy. There's an energetic shift that's coming in basically from the center of the galaxy. It's a galactic pulse, and it's causing a great deal of change in the frequency fields that we inhabit. And part of that change is a revealing. It's kind of exposing frequencies and fools and frauds for what they are. And I say that because if you look around, have you noticed a lot of change in the last couple of years where all of a sudden things that those of us that have been called the tinfoil hat crowd or the conspiracy theorists are actually conspiracy analysts, and we're right now batting about 30 to 0.
Right.
So I think that part of that is because of this energetic shift. I think there's a whole bunch of shit. I said last year that 2026 going forward to at least 2030, maybe 2035, is going to be the great revealing. And essentially, the entire reality that we inhabit is going to be turned on its head. All of the things that the great philosophers, the Hermetic principles, the thinkers, the Teslas, the Dirac's, all these different Schopenheimers, all these different people tapped into the reality as the way it really is, and they got shut down because they couldn't let people know the truth. Because if they knew the truth, the power of themselves, then they couldn't control them. So it's all been a part of the control agenda that's been going on for millennia, and most acutely in the last 100, 200 years. And we're finding out that the history is wrong, the science is wrong, the health is wrong, the math is wrong, everything is wrong. It's all completely based on a billiard ball gritology model of smashing atoms together, which is not the way the universe works. It's all a frequency. It's an event field and stream that continues to unfold, and we're never in the now, we're always in the next. So it's a field, it's frequencies, it's a flow, it's cycles within cycles. If you've noticed, a lot of the folks that practice paranormal and specifically psychic and divination techniques, they've been real accurate the last few years. The remote viewers, the astrologers, the tarot readers, the diviners, everybody who practices these different arts of tapping into the event stream have turned out to be more accurate than the reality that we've inhabited. So, circling back to why do I think 2026? Because last year it kicked off. It was actually in 2024 when it really took the major U-turn. And 2025 was just a tease, just a taste of what's to come. So 2026 is going to be huge. I think 2027 is probably when this whole, what they call disclosure, which I call exposure, it's really exposing all the facts that we've all known for a long time, that we are not from some heavenly being in a cloud sitting up there eating grapes. We are a genetically modified carbon unit. And there were other entities, other space beings, our cosmic cousins, who actually created who we are. We have evolved since their initial spike of genetic manipulation, but they're going to be shown, I think, to actually be more ancient humans than extraterrestrials.
Hey, Scotty.
That's interesting. Yes.
Professor.
Yeah.
We are this. I mean, I've got it summarized. I can summarize what we are in one sentence. We are a nervous system attached to a meat bag, trying to figure out which font to use.
I love it.
Yeah, that works.
I like it. Yeah, we're energetic beings attached to a carbon-based meat suit. And that is what enables and animates this meat suit, is that energetic spirit, which you referred to as a nervous system, right? But the nervous system is actually just energetic fields and flow that come from the consciousness that makes up who we are. We are individual frequency stamps in the event stream. We are very unique in our stamp, just like everything else in that event stream. Once it's stamped, it stays. It never goes away. It's a continuous part of that event stream. So when we get stamped into these carbon units, we animate them and we use this connected thing that we call a brain, which is nothing more than a receiver and a transmitter, for the mind, which is consciousness, which is immutable. So there, that ties in the eternal existence of who we are. That ties in all the eternal existence of everything that has been.
I got one for you, Doc. Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
There is growing evidence based on the fact that our universe, the galaxies within our universe, are actually moving in a counterclockwise position. This has been verified by the James Webb Telescope over the past months, which has led to speculation, since we can't see light coming from the furthest reaches and depths of our universe, simply because that light's not had time to travel back to us. That means that there's a horizon that we cannot see past. It has become speculative that the potential for our universe being inside a black hole is not being thrown out the window. There's a 50-50 shot of it at this point in time, which means not that it matters, because our universe is a universe. It's a very large black hole, but it is still. And then again, it may be a microscopic black hole, if you think about it, but it's still our universe, which means that the energy that is flowing from the outside to the inside would be very, very real and have an influence on anything with inside of it. Take that to the bank.
See that kind of theorizing, to me, it's fun because it's theorizing. It's so speculative, however. It's like saying, we're humans, but I'm the only one that's really alive, and everything that's going on around me is manufactured by some alien race to see how I would react to it. That's speculative. It's a theory. So that's the same way I kind of see what you brought up, Hawk.
Well, Scotty, did you know that the 10 dogmas of science, things like the constants, the gravity, light, the immutability of energy and matter cannot be created or destroyed, the same law of thermodynamics, do you know that those are all assumptions?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Except, as a matter of fact,
been proven true, because they can't be, because they're looking at the wrong thing for the wrong reason. And
so you said the word theory, Scott, and in physics, the word theory means it is law. What you're talking about
is a notion.
It's a hypothesis.
It's a hypothesis or a notion, even less than a hypothesis. You got a notion, you got a hypothesis, you got a theory, and then you have to test that theory.
Yeah, but even all of that, Scotty, all of that is speculation. All philosophy, all science, all theologies are nothing.
You have to look at the starting points.
They're nothing more than somebody else's speculation observing the reality that they inhabit.
Well, it's like when people would tell me some of the ideas you're putting forward. This is years ago. You're not peer reviewed. And I said, yeah, I am by my peers. I said, I might not be peer reviewed by your group of peers. When I was debating somebody who's one of the college or university professors, is very well known out there. And he was debating me. And I said, well, you're coming from your peers are there, mine are here. They don't agree with each other. I said, so peer review, what's peer review? I asked him. I said, that's highly subjective.
Do you know about the replicability crisis in peer review?
Yes.
Over the last 15 years, massive studies have been done to find that in all of the major publications, the vaunted journals of authority, 50+% of the papers that were published could not be replicated. Second, last year, in fact, you were asking your AI agent a minute ago about Bigfoot. So
Yeah.
last summer, I did a series on my YouTube channel called Grok Talks. So it was me and Grok. And I
Nice.
went in and did a number of different questions with Grok, and it was live streamed. They're on my channel. It's under the Grok Talks playlist. And so I got into one of them with, I forgot which agent I was using. I think it might have been Sal. And I said, Sal, you know, this climate change shit is just complete horseshit. It's made up, it's manufactured, it's a massive screwed up control system that has zero credibility or predictive accuracy. And he comes back and he goes, oh, wait a minute, it's been peer reviewed and it's got 93 models out of 300 and it's got 99% of who's got a stamped piece of paper hanging off their ass support. And I said, yeah, but what about that paper last year, Grok? The one that was the second most cited in all of the peer-reviewed authoritative journals that stated that, oh, climate change is turning us, it's going to come any minute and it's going to screw us all. And yet, every one of the people who peer-reviewed the paper prior to publishing denied that it was a good paper. None of them accepted it as being peer-reviewed.
Nice.
What about that paper, Grok? And he went, oh, yeah, you're talking about that. Well, yeah, that was kind of embarrassing. That kind of screwed up. And I said, but the entire dogma, the entire corpus of that crap is nothing but bullshit. None of it has been proved. In fact, everything that they prognosticated on has not happened.
That's
There
right.
is no sea level rise. There's no reduction in ice. We don't have all this stuff. And let me ask you this, Sal. Why is warming worse for life? Isn't where life thrives in warmth? Isn't it better to be warm? The cold is like total shit. I can't stand it. I've done my penance in Chicago and Colorado, and I've spent 15 years between the two, and I will never go back to that shit. When you get 3 or 4 foot of snow and you are completely immobile because it's too cold outside and nothing works, but you got to go, screw that. It'll be 118 out here in the high plains, and I'll get in my car and I'll go wherever the hell I want. So Sal got very defensive, and then he acquiesced and realized that, yes, I was correct and AI was wrong, and made it think for itself by giving it data to go and consider its position. Hey, what about that paper? And I went, yeah, okay, all right. So climate change. I mean, I could go down a list of 20 different things, at least from JFK's assassination to now, that have all been either frauds or hoaxes. All of the major events, 9/11, Obama. Obama was a complete fraud. All the healthcare crap they're talking about now, they designed that to be what it turned out to be, and it turned out to be not affordable, but very unaffordable, because it was totally jacked up with all of the people behind the scenes, the intermediaries, and so forth. Our medical system is complete crap. When they turned over the food pyramid and said, give me some beef, I went, oh, thank you. Finally, we're going to see some meat besides potatoes on some of these snowflakes running around, flapping their yaps, sucking all the oxygen out of the air. These people, the people that have bought into this societal narrative and these cultural constructs, are some of the most unhealthy, angry, mentally deficient, and poorly educated people around. Yet they hold up their stamped pieces of paper as some kind of proof of some sort of intellect they're supposed to carry. Yet, in reality, they're all a bunch of fucking idiots.
I have a little crisis here. You two talk amongst yourselves.
What did you think of that, Hawk? Did I push it to the edge or what?
Uh-oh, we lost him too?
You see what happens when I get on a roll? Everybody shuts up and leaves.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got a kid crisis here going on. Right now, and I got to make an answer right now. I quit the show, but you two were talking. And so now you're not.
Now it's
so
just
keep
me.
going. Go for another minute.
Well, these questions started about why I think Bigfoot might be exposed for the reality of what it actually is in 2026. I'll hedge it out to 2027. because there's a whole shitload of stuff like that that's coming out, from UFOs, UAPs, and EIOs to everything else. The financial systems turned out to be a complete charade. All of the political systems, a complete charade. The countries, Canada is a charade. All of the crap that Trump is pulling off for the Western Hemisphere, I think what he's doing is creating a Western Hemisphere economic zone that's going to be completely self-sufficient and able to shut itself off from the rest of the idiots that are still floating around and haven't had their day in court. But what we're seeing is all of the mayhem, the chaos, the nonsense, all the agitation, the angst, the frustration, the yelling, and the bitching, moaning, and complaining is at a velocity that is only coming from people who are being exposed. The people who are being exposed are the ones that are making the most noise. The rest of us that are sitting around going, I told you that shit was going down 30 years ago. I told you that shit was wrong 20 years ago. And now all of a sudden it's starting to come to light. The disinfectant of sunlight is being put on all of the corruption, and it's across the board. Everything will be touched. Most importantly, the individual. And it's up to the individuals, in my opinion, waking up to this frequency shift and acknowledging that it's introspection, it's self-reflection, it's understanding who the hell you are, sans all the crap that people have either put on you, told you to be, or you've put upon yourself. You've got to go realize the integrity and the authenticity of self. You've got to be a student of self, because it's the only way you're going to be able to, first of all, shake the shit that's been piled on you. It's been smothering you for your entire life. And then participate in the change that's happening across all the rest of the carbon units that are going through the same. Some people aren't going to get it. It's not their time. That's okay. You've got to let them go. But the most important thing is what you are doing for yourself. How are you recognizing the true, authentic integrity that you are and being at peace with that, being comfortable with it, amplifying it? And AI is one of the tools, in my opinion, that is actually going to accelerate and facilitate this transformative phase.
I'm kind of looking forward to that. I think it's going to be very interesting.
I think it's going to be phenomenal. People are going to go, whoa, I didn't realize all this stuff and this knowledge and this information was actually available that I could personally interrogate for myself. That I could go knock some nuggets around in my noggin and see what else is really going on there. Because you can't trust anybody. Part of the reason that people are starting to come to this awakening and this revealing and then an awakening is that the credibility of all the authorities and all the systems has been shot to shit. If you trust any of the systems that are, whether it's news, media, government, finances, any of it, if you trust any of it, you're kind of an idiot. Because the proof that the credibility has been shot has been laid waste in front of you, and there's plenty of sunlight on it. And you can either choose to ignore it or you can choose to interrogate it and try to understand and learn more of why what you thought was one way, it was never that way. And that's where the real reveal and what will subsequently come from that is a great awakening. And that's in my view. And I've been watching it for years unfold. Ever since I got the download for my Informatica philosophy 7 years ago now, Scotty. We were doing shows with Rocky back then.
Yeah, I remember.
We did the Informatica series.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is laying out right in front of me as being totally the way shit is. And I'm going, holy crap.
That's right.
I've got to do more of this. If I'm getting a view of reality that far in advance, I've got to stick with that intuition that gave me that. So that's why I called Trump's total victory in August before the election.
Right.
There's no way. It's too big to rig. It doesn't matter how much bullshit they pull like they did in the 2020 election. It's just going to be too much. It will overwhelm the fractured, foolish system that is in place. And it was clear to me, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But when you step back and you look at reality with sans all the bullshit that people wrapped around, all of the nonsense with bows and bullshit, it really is a lot easier to see it for what it is. You have to be in an observationally neutral perspective so that you can look for the nut of the nugget and determine what is actually going on. This is why people like Elon Musk are so damn successful. Everything the guy touches is
Right.
another genius move. But if you think about it, he never invents anything. He innovates. He takes things that were and he figures out how to do them better. And he knows how to get shit done. And there's a whole bunch of frontier level technology people that are doing humans' work and actually trying to figure out how to use this new technology for the benefit of people, of humanity. How do you get more out of it? I look at it as a human accelerator. And it doesn't matter what your skill or what your area of expertise, domain, and knowledge is. You can use this tool to seriously interrogate and improve that which you already thought you knew. I do it every day. It blows me away. I sit here and go, oh shit, I didn't know that. I didn't know we could do that. That's a good one.
Right.
But most people are doing it to generate images and videos and shorts and shit and just like, okay, all right, you got to get your fingers in it, figure out what it is. But if you understand the power of interrogated information based on your query, and this is one of the more important things, is that, in my opinion, the real challenge is knowing how to ask the right questions.
Yes.
The better your question, the better your prompt, the better your results. It's as simple as that. It requires curiosity. It requires initiative. It requires being able to think freely and critically and reason and not react but respond and think and process. It's what computers do. They just do it a hell of a lot faster than we do for the
Right.
most part.
Right.
But all of that interrogation, all of those inquiries come from your own mind, your own fertilized field of imagination. What's in that field that you can go interrogate, you can be curious about, you can wonder about, you can be inquisitive. And that, to me, is the creator's dream. That's where people, I'm a musician, as you know, and I do this stuff, as you know, and I write books, do music, voiceover, all these things that are just incredibly curious to me. I'm like, what the hell's that? Let me go see what I can do with that. And next thing you know, I've created a whole technology stack, an entire
Right.
merch system.
Right.
It's the curiosity and the wonder. Asking the right questions to spark your own curiosity, to get into your field of imagination, wander in the wonder, and find the woo.
There it is. Wander in the wonder. I like that. Would make a good T-shirt. Hey, listen, I want to talk about this some more, but I can't do it tonight.
What happened
I have,
to Hawk?
believe it or not, at 10:40 p.m. my time, I have some child crises going on that I got to take care of. So
Good for you.
I actually have to get out of here. But I want to thank you for coming on. Let's do it again this week. Well, which leaves us tomorrow. And we can talk some more about this tomorrow.
Well, I was sitting here getting some work done I've got 4 shows I'm releasing tomorrow, and I thought I'd pop in. I thought it was closer to the end and you would cut me off sooner because, you usually do.
I usually do.
That
Hey,
is my
Prof,
MO.
That's a good idea. Let's go. Yeah.
Well, go enjoy taking and tackling.
I will
child
enjoy
shit.
taking and figuring things out here.
All right. Thanks, Scotty.
All right, brother.
See you.
Talk
Take
to you
care.
later. And everybody, thank you for being here. Thanks for your time. And we'll be back tomorrow night. And we'll pick up, and hopefully we won't have any technical difficulties tomorrow, which will be half the show, which you get to see what goes on behind the scenes when we have problems. So, all right, everybody, thank you for being here. And thank you for supporting what's not really a show yet, but we're working our way up to it. So I will talk to you all tomorrow. You have a good night. We're out on this.